Hi, my name is Rita Freeman. I'm an astrologer and a professional psychic, and I want to talk to you about the solar eclipse window. The eclipse begins on Tuesday, the 13th of November, and it will end on the 28th of November. It starts with a solar eclipse on Tuesday, that's today, November 13th, 2012, opens a window that will last until the next eclipse, which is, by the way, a lunar eclipse on the 28th. During this window, don't you hate people who do that? During this window, souls traditionally incarnate or decide to cycle out. Metaphysicians all agree on this. It's called a prenatal eclipse, the eclipse before you were conceived and or born. And often we experience these eclipse windows for souls who are either alive or not alive, but hanging around, who decide to cycle out. So as we live through this window, various things happen. Even for those of us who are totally unaware and unconcerned, we are affected by being affected by those around us. This happens on an unconscious level, because very few people statistically are schooled in metaphysics and go, oh, it's an eclipse. I think I'll allow my soul to ponder whether it wants to stay or not. Very few people have that sort of awareness unless they seek out someone like myself. Right now, it's happening during Scorpio into Sagittarius. So those two signs will be very affected. And the signs that are their polar opposites. Opposite Scorpio is Taurus, and opposite Sagittarius is Gemini. So those four signs, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Gemini, are sort of like on the hit list for this eclipse window. Anytime you have an eclipse, which involves the sun and moon, whether it's a solar eclipse for the accent on the sun or a lunar eclipse with the accent on the moon, you drag in signs of Leo and Cancer. That's because Leo rules, the sun rules Leo, and the moon rules Cancer. And so they're always on an eclipse hit list. They're down the list unless the eclipse happens to be in Leo or Cancer, or Capricorn or Aquarius. It's polar opposite. But right now, for our purposes of this discussion, we're talking about the eclipse window that's going from the 13th to the 28th. During that window, there are various stages, the first 7 days of which is considered positive, the next 7 days of which would be relatively neutral, and the last bit of which, the last day of which, is a little bit more challenging, the 28th. As we grow closer to the 28th, for example, on the 27th, we see more of a tendency for sudden change, cycling out, cycling in, that sort of thing. Lots of people will become pregnant in the next 90 days because souls will have decided to incarnate, and all kinds of people who were looking to get pregnant will find out they have been. And that hit list again is going to be Scorpio, Sagittarius, Taurus, Gemini. We can't leave out Leo and Cancer, and I'm going to add Aquarius to that list. More about that at another broadcast, but next year's an Aquarius year. That's why I'm adding them to the list. So if you have any questions about the solar eclipse window that we're experiencing right now, you can visit voiceofastrology.com. You can ask Rita Ann a question. You can make posts, and you can have yourself a real good time. I'll be doing live broadcasts soon, and I hope to archive this little discussion for you to play at your leisure. Have a happy